Okay, so welcome to week 6, where today we are going to look at using Google on your iPad. So pretty much we've been focusing on doing everything on a computer using the Chrome browser, but I know some of you love the iPad, and also your students are going to be using the iPad. So I'm going to focus on that today. And what you're looking at right now is my Rockville Center iPad. So what you'll do is you have to log into each app individually. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull down and I'm going to search for Google Classroom. Okay, and I do a search. And my first hit right there says Classroom. It's the green and the yellow, so I tap that. And you will see here it says Laura:L:20 at Gmail. That's not the account I want to use. That's my personal account. So I'm going to say Add Account, and I'm going to say log in with my district Google account. L:@ rvcschools.org, and then whatever password you set up for yourself. Yeah, that should do it. And I'm in. So from here you get to see Google Classroom, and it's the same Google Classroom as if I accessed it from a computer. I get to see all my classes here. If I wanted to add a class in the upper right corner, I can either join a class or create a class. If I do create class, it's going to look pretty much the same. I'm going to come out of here for now. I could go into one. So right now, like we're in the 15-minute Google Classroom PD, I just tap it, and then I go into the classroom. One difference you will see is along the bottom, you have your stream, your classwork, and your people. On the on Chrome on the computer, you will see them across the top. You also don't see the grades in here. That's a new feature that hasn't made it to the app yet. Okay, over on the right hand side you have all your settings. So if you wanted to come in here and edit your settings, you could. You get the idea. And if I go into my classwork, here it is. My plus sign, instead of in the upper right corner, is now in the lower right corner. I'm sorry, upper left, it's now in the lower right. I can add an assignment, I can add a question, material, post, or a topic, which is another word for the folder. Now you will see that you don't see assessment in here. You cannot create assessments in Google Classroom on the iPad. Now another thing to keep in mind, I'm going to come out of here. First of all, if you don't have something installed, what you will want to do is search for the RVC app catalog. I did a little search that says app. You see that has the RVC logo on it. It says app catalog. And in here, you will have access to any app that may have missed a push out to you. So if they pushed out an app and you didn't quite get it, if you go into this way, I did my search, I tapped on RVC app catalog, and I don't know what's happening there. I don't know if it has something to do with my Wi-Fi, but it will populate with all the apps that you can install. So I'm going to come out of there for now. So you've logged into Classroom. You will also want to log into your Drive, your Google Drive. Now I am in, you see my upper right corner, I know that I am in as my L:20 at Gmail. That is not what I want to be logged in at. This is where it gets a little tricky. I can right now go to this Laura at RVC Schools. If I don't see it as an option, I can come down to manage accounts on this device. And you see I can remove accounts too. And you could just re-add them. It's really not a big deal. So if I go sign in, oh, it went automatically to my Rockville Center account, which is a good thing. I might want, you could play around, add another account, manage accounts. Once again, you can delete any accounts that are associated with this iPad. Another one you would want to look at maybe is Docs, because they all are separate apps on the iPad. They work very nicely together, but you'll want to sign into each one of them independently. I'm in RVC Schools. It's just going to log me in. It's not even asking for my password again, which is nice. You might want to look at Sheets. No, not Sheet. Well, you could look at Sheets, but I'm thinking Slides. It's another common one. So again, go in here. Let's see if I'm logged in to Slides. Nope, I go sign in. And then RVC Schools, continue as Laura. And just whenever you're in here working on something, it's not a bad idea to get into the habit to just check you're in the right place. So if I come up here, on the left side I can see I'm in as Laura Collin. Okay? So you have to manage them independently. Now let's say I'm in Google Classroom. Oops, I should have done Classroom. I go into Google Classroom and I'm here and I want to add material. See, from here, a lot of times I would give it a title. So this is my test, my demo, add material. And do I want it to go into a topic? I could put it into lesson 5 through 7 archive. I don't know what that exactly is. I'm doing it in 15-minute Google Classroom. That's good. And I can go to my attachments. Now here, I can go right to my drive. And since I'm logged into my drive, it takes me to my drive here. And then I can, if I come in here, I'll just grab something and I can upload it to here. Let's see. Did that, and then I would press the send button and it should save it into demo add materials. Ooh, I have a typo there. But you see, that's what I just added in there. So you can do everything that you would want to do. I find it a little more cumbersome, but some people just are in love with their iPad and want to do it that way all the time, and that's fine. So that is pretty much how you're going to manage your work on the iPad, and anything that they all work very nicely together. Oh, one more thing. You might want to look at your calendar, your Google Calendar. So if I go into Google Calendar, Laura Collin at RVC Schools, I'm going to turn that on. I'm going to get started. It's going to build my calendar. And what's nice about this, I will see, like, these are the samples, the assignments that I put in there. Now let's say I go here and I click on this link. It will bring me right to my Google Classroom. Now look in the upper left hand corner. It now says Google Calendar. If I tap on that in the upper left corner, it brings me back to where I just was. Let me show you that again. I'll go to the other one. So here's the assignment. I can open it I can open the assignment right in Google Classroom from my calendar, which is really nice. But if I'm like, oh, I need to look at my calendar again, in the upper left corner, it will just bring me right back to that last app I was at, which is kind of nice. Okay, so I hope this was helpful. This one hopefully will get you started thinking about maybe trying to use the iPad a little bit more. But like I said, I prefer using the computer. I think it's a little simpler. I think you have a couple more, I know you have a couple more features, but in a pinch, you could still use your iPad as well. So I know there are some more, there's another activity for you with this lesson and an extension. So hopefully, you got something out of this lesson, and I will see you next week. Bye.